First statement. This is a controversial one. Startups need to go global from day one.
Well, they don't need to go global from day one, but they need to think global from day one. So there's nothing wrong with testing in a test market. So I disagree with that statement for that reason.
I think startups need to think global from day one, but also if they test locally, especially in the Balkans, I'm from Serbia, they get bad signals, and sometimes they cannot go global because the signals that they get are wrong for the global market. So this is what we're seeing and trying to change in Serbia.
So I believe startups need to think global from day one because there's a lot of opportunities, especially in new emerging markets. You have Brazil, Indonesia, Philippines that are untapped but have an average age of below 30, hundreds of millions in population, growing adoption in tech. And we're still looking only in hometown and Western Europe and US. So I think we should look at the global scheme and then decide.
I think it really depends on the market you're looking at. I mean, somewhat agree because I think most startups in most countries do need to think global and become global, but if you're a startup in the US, you can probably just stay local. That's fine.
Thank you. Mara?
I think we have great examples from our ecosystem who succeeded by staying local, such as EMAG, for example. I mean, it's a great company, but of course, it's up to the founders.
I believe you still need some focus. So starting in not necessarily in the market you are present in, but at least in a market that you know your product sells very well, but you have to have a plan that goes global in a few years.
Thank you. Take the middle line. Next statement. Founders should avoid government grants at all costs.
Well, I'm Switzerland because I do and I work with the European grants, and I've seen startups that got in a bad position because of European grants, but I've seen startups that thrived, and it's all about their mindset, their how they are organized, and their logistics. There are a lot of buts and ifs in here. So that's how I am Switzerland. I mean, for some of them it's helpful, for some of them it's better run. It's run for us run.
So what we're seeing in our ecosystem and what we learned is that the early days are important in order to understand what the market needs. And sometimes and very often, grants take a lot of bureaucracy, time, energy, and give you a false sense of security where you might prolong something that doesn't have potential. So this is what we're seeing.
I'm being very careful at the statement you made, and it's a very strong statement. They should avoid it at all costs. So I'm disagreeing with that statement.
Good. Thank you. Any other opinions?
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah.
At all costs.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Take the middle line. Next statement. Solo founders should not be funded.
I think you need some validation that you know how to work in a team and you know how to motivate and give the vision that you have in your startups to some people around you without any money in the beginning. And after that, after you have the money, it's gonna be easier to get people around you. But before that, to have someone believing in your vision, I think that's a very good validation already. So you need people.
I think that strong leadership can exist in individual as much as a team. So I know some very good funded solo founders that are killing it. So I don't see any reason why they won't be funded. I can imagine that they could be a wild card, but still, I don't think they should not be funded.
Thank you.
What about skills complementarity? So, having multiple founders with complementary skills, isn't that useful as well?
No, of course it's useful. They just don't have to be founders. They can be part of the leadership.
How are they motivated then to work for years and years with virtually no benefit?
Employees can have a part of the company, right? So, but also I think some people really just like what they do and they're motivated by that. So I think that ownership doesn't have to be a part of it, and foundership doesn't have to be a part of it.
I think you're right. They can have some options, but I think if you talk early stage startups, then the risk is so high. You need a bit more than that to put it all in. That's my view.
I'm just the founders I'm thinking about are actually more experienced ones that I know that are solo founders have been funded. So I see it working, but of course.
Love the discussion. Let's take the middle line for the one final statement. Europe is better for deep tech than the United States.
Well, I guess, legally, Europe has put more brakes to innovation than the US. So we're talking deep tech, AI lately. And then secondly, just culturally, I think innovation culture is stronger in the US than Europe. Not saying Europe is not doing a good job, but comparatively, I would have to somewhat disagree that Europe is a better place.
I think it's obvious that historically there were just way more successes in all areas in the US because of the culture of more money being risked, more founders risking their own life and security to build stuff. So I don't see why deep tech would be different. Right now, it's not true.
Thank you. Give it up for group number 2. Woo-hoo.